All right, so this video is actually going to be a two-part video because it is so long. The large bag of knives that my cousin lent to me to work on and sharpen up, I'm going to separate the folded ones from the fixed blades. There was a handful of each, and I don't want this video to be like a whole day long and no one's going to watch it. So I'm going to be separating it. If you care for just folders, watch part one. If you care for the big, cool looking fixed blades, watch part two. Hope you enjoy. I had a cousin that brought me a good chunk of his collection. So he lent into the channel here 4 big Tops branded knives, 2 Benchmade knives. You guys know how I feel about Benchmade knives. And 2 civivi models. So I'm just gonna go through them and show you guys what they are. Let's start off with the folders. So we could start off with the civivi model. This guy right here, the big, beautiful civivi vexillum. He got the all black, that one. If you have anything bad to say about this knife, it's because you never actually held it. If the only thing keeping you back from pulling the trigger on this is the price, just do it. And if you're buying it on Amazon, I'll leave a link down below. And if you don't like it, return it. But chances are you're probably gonna want to keep it. This is a really, really freaking nice knife. Edge test. A little bit more refined. At least the teeth in between are a lot more refined than the Benchmades. Still gets a pretty good pass for what is essentially a factory edge. VV. This is a model that I never picked up. It came out, I want to say like over like a year ago, I think it is. I don't even remember the name of it. It's probably a good reason why they would have names on certain blades, but this one has the crushed G10, where it kind of looks like carbon fiber or shred carbon fiber, but it's actually not. You can see how it kind of like dances in the light here, my studio lights. Yeah, this is really, really good looking material. And on the surface, it's finished with just a little bit of texture. It's not slick or super soft. It has just a tad bit of texture, not much. There is some decorative milling, you know, a couple little pinholes are in the blade, a couple of fluted actual cuts here, which is really nice to see that kind of work done. And it's reflected on this side. The only thing I have to say about this design is I think it would have been really sweet if they had actually milled out a little pocket for the clip to actually sit recessed, because even with having 2 screws, this clip has a little bit of side-to-side play. It's supposed to be perfectly in line, but it was actually canted like way out over here, which, sure, I'm being real nitpicky with it, but that would have been just a real sweet little thing to have put in. Besides that, you get civivi's excellent, like budget class leading, and that's honestly pretty big for their button lock execution. Like the consistency throughout civivi's button locks they've been awesome from the start, but they have just gotten better. And this thing is no difference. This is honestly like a good bit of usable blade length. I have a little measuring thing here on my mat. Exactly 3.5 inches from tip to heel there. And you can see that while it is a flipper tab, it has a roomy enough finger troll there if you decide to do that. There is some very well executed jimping there on the blade. And this fuller or blood groove here in the blade, it is accessible from the outside. You just gotta hit it a little lower. It's definitely possible to do. Thumb flick, not really. But this is mainly just going to be for flipper deployment. I'm not sure why I slipped off of that, because it actually has jimping. This is how jimping on a flipper tab knife is supposed to be done. Check that out. There is fine cut jimping, not super sharp, not super aggressive, but just in the right place. I'll have a link down below. Checking out the factory edge. Ooh, that's really nice. That's a good one right there. A good bit of bite. It's not as refined as a lot of civivis, Sencuts, and Wiis that I've checked out, It's actually a little bit toothier, a little bit more aggressive. Chances are my cousin may have used this for a couple things, but nothing crazy. It's very consistent. So those are the two civivis. Let's move on to the Benchmades. It's a half and half, so half straight blade, half serrated by Sabre Design, the Adamas. This is a full size Adamas, not the auto. This is the manual. I mean, love it or hate it, love or hate Benchmade. I personally am not a fan, but this is still a very striking design. But that is, of course, because of the designer, not so much because of Benchmade. Their quality and fit and finish, it is okay, in my opinion. No one's buying this knife and not being considered an enthusiast. Like, this is, you know, the average person is not going to buy this freaking knife right here. As it is, up and down play, nothing. Very surprised. Side to side, beautiful. There's nothing there. Pivot lash, nothing there. That's actually very, very impressive. But I do enjoy that they went ahead and polished the tang that rides. You see where the actual finish stops right there, because that's where the crossbar lock rides up on. And stick on the crossbar lock, non-existent. That is beautiful. That is very nice. I wish more of my Benchmade experiences out the box or out the pocket of other people out in the wild, I wish it was like this, because this is honestly a really, really nice feeling. I do not know the extent of use on this knife, but it looks to be brand spanking new. Pretty good. It's a good bit of bite. It's not refined, it is on the toothier side. Because of the blade shape, it's gonna slip out, but yeah. It's leaving some tear out, a little bit of fuzz on the paper. It's to be expected. I don't expect any less, any more from Benchmade. This is a mini Crooked River with the aluminum bolster here. Black micarta. The micarta is a very, very nice cut, very beautifully finished. And you have a Magna Cut blade here. I have no idea what their heat treat is. It's, I would hope to be industry standard. And this being the mini Crooked River, this is a full-size knife in my opinion. I would love, absolutely love, to handle a full-size Crooked River. It's not quite 3.5 inches of usable blade length. One of the things that I'm very happy to see on this is how far back they've pushed that plunge grind. So you do have quite a bit of material to sharpen away to lay back that angle if you decide to do so. But seeing as this thing is also brand spanking new, there is a significant amount of crossbar lock stick to this. Yeah, it is far less smoother than that Adamas was. I think the reason why there's stick, if you look in there, they would have polished that little bit of the tang like how they did on the Adamas there. You see that polished square right there, but then there's nothing on this guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why this has stick and why this doesn't. This has that polished piece right there where the bar sets in at, and this does not. You see how the coating is still there? So you're not gonna catch me spending my money on something like this. Little details like that matter at this price point, and I'm sure there's plenty of Benchmade fanboys that are rolling their eyes, because yeah, it will work itself out, but I personally cannot justify something like this that missed a very small little detail like that. I'm chalking it up to just finishing work and things like that. Now, the knife itself, I think it's a beautiful profile. It feels incredible in hand, very nice and contoured everywhere. There's nothing that feels out of place. There's nothing that's really a hot spot. Yeah, it's stuck now. This is honestly like a really nice feeling knife, despite the crossbar lock issue. I'm trying to imagine if this disengaged and felt like that Adamas, if I would like it anymore, and I probably would. Like if this went on super sale or came in a different, I guess, mix of materials, like if I had the money, I think I might actually buy it if it was as smooth as that Adamas was, because I'm really liking the look of it, and the feel in hand is very, very nice and absolutely welcoming. The only little thing that I would kind of want is maybe some attempt of effort of texturing on the spine there. It's not ultra necessary, but it's a little detail thing that would have been really nice. Oh. Yeah, that's what I was looking for in the Adamas. I was looking for that little bit of slip, that little bit of play. And again, that's due to that part of the tang not being properly finished. Yeah, so there's up and down on this. Side to side, a little bit. There's actually a little bit. This is how majority of my Benchmade interactions feel like. Like this is incredible. This is absolutely wonderful. This feels like the typical stuff that I've experienced from Benchmade, and it's just a huge letdown, especially when you pay so much for the knife. It's just me just knowing that there exists better out there for less is the only reason why I give so much shit to Benchmade. It looks like a pretty much brand new edge. Yep. It's good. Not super refined, not too slick, plenty toothy, leaving a little bit of fuzz at the very edge. Has some good bite to it. I can definitely do better than that, but that's a good one. So I hope you enjoyed the folded knives portion of this video. If you're interested in watching the fixed blade one, that'll be the part 2, of course. It'll be posted at a later date. If you want to be notified of when videos are posted, make sure you are subscribed and that you put your notification bell on if you care to do that. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you are subscribed already, thank you so much. I appreciate all your support and your patience, of course. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing, because I put in my videos and content coming to you guys this way. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.